All right, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? I hope that everybody is doing well. Welcome to another session of Power Session with yours truly, DMP Speaks. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you're feeling good. Spend a little time with your boy. It's Thursday night. And what do we do every Thursday night? We get empowered. That's what we do. So welcome to another session of Power Session with yours truly, DMP Speaks. If you don't know who I am, my name is David M. Pinkston, but I go by the name of DMP Speaks. Why do I go by that name? Well, I am an empowerment motivational speaker, and I'm also a self-esteem and confidence coach. I do these lives every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for your viewing pleasure. And why is it your pleasure? It's because I want to give you some pleasure things. I want to give you some principles. I want to give you some nuggets to help you build or rebuild your self-esteem and confidence in yourself. So with that, welcome to the show. If you've already been coming on every Thursday, thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. You could have been doing a million other things, but thank you so much for your time. So I need you guys to do me a favor as we start. Tell somebody that I'm on. Share this message with someone. Share this live with someone. Let somebody know that I'm on because I really want to help as many people as I can. And I'm going to do it because I've been given the ability by God to help you be better and become the best version of yourself. Tonight on DMP Speaks Live, we're going to talk about the topic, why is it so hard for us to forgive ourselves? I'm going to say that again. Why is it so hard for us to forgive ourselves? Turn that down just a little bit. Just want to give you guys a little bit of cool music. I don't own the rights to this music, but I want to give you something to make you think about this for a little bit for this topic tonight. Why is it so hard for us to forgive ourselves? And it's so hard for us to do that. Why is it so hard? I want you to put it in the comment section on Facebook. I'm live from Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, Instagram. Subscribe to my channel. But before and after you do that, I want you to ask this question to yourself or somebody that's sitting next to you, or when you share this, why is it so hard for us to forgive ourselves? I have a quote for you. I like to always give you something to think about, to ponder on. This quote is what I found when I was doing some studying for tonight's DMP Speaks Live. Is the quote goes, forgiveness is the gift you give yourself. I'll say that again. Forgiveness is the gift that you give yourself, not somebody else, but yourself. I want to open this session up tonight, this live tonight, and ask you, when is the last time you forgave yourself? Think about that for a moment. When is the last time you forgave yourself? Now, what does that quote mean? I'm going to read it again. Forgiveness is the gift that you give yourself. You got to you have to be able to forgive you first. You have to be able to give yourself an opportunity to say, I forgive you. I know that sounds crazy, but when is the last time you did it? When is the last time you told yourself, you know what, I forgive you? Because we walk around and think that forgiveness is for other people and it's not for us. But in all actuality, it is for us. It's for everyone, but it should be personal for us, right? And it can be hard to do that when you feel that, again, it belongs to someone else. Forgiveness belongs to somebody else. But learn how to not only forgive others, but you have to learn how to forgive yourself. And I know it's hard. It's hard to forgive yourself when you can constantly blame yourself. I used to blame myself for everything. I just thought that's what you do. You forgive yourself, you forgive others, and you kind of leave yourself behind with the forgiveness. For you to be able to move on in your life, you have to learn how to forgive yourself, right? But think about this for a moment. If you never forgave yourself for the things that you have done in your life, not so much you forgiving somebody that treated you bad. This is different tonight. For the things that you know you have done, the things that you have said, the young and dumb moments that you have had, the mistakes, the decisions that you have made. What if you never fully forgave yourself? And there are people that are watching this live tonight. If we can be honest, we can keep it a buck. You haven't really forgiven yourself. And that hurts, doesn't it? It hurts to know that you haven't forgiven yourself yet. It hurts to know that you haven't given yourself an opportunity to forgive yourself. And why are we talking about forgiveness? Think about it. Why would we be talking about forgiveness? Because it's going around a lot. This unforgiveness, not just for other people, but unforgiveness for ourselves. I just don't get it. Okay. All right. Can you guys hear me? My wife says she can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Everybody can hear me? Let me just do an adjustment. All right. Can everybody hear me now? All right. Perfect. Awesome. Let's keep going. So we have to learn how to forgive ourselves, because if we don't learn how to forgive ourselves, we can't move forward in our lives, right? And again, we feel like sometimes forgiveness is for others, but it's for us too. See, when we learn how to forgive ourselves, it's giving us our lead way, because if we don't learn how to forgive ourselves, we can be trapped. We can be trapped in that unforgiveness. So let me explain that. When you are trapped in unforgiveness for yourself, you can't move on to the next thing. You can't move on to the next relationship. You can't move on to the next business. You can't move on to that next degree. You can't move on to that next anything, because you are trapped, because that unforgiveness for yourself, you haven't accepted it. You haven't allowed yourself to forgive yourself enough. And then when you are stuck and you become stuck and you don't forgive yourself, you get stuck 5, 10, 15 years ago. Even last year, there are people or last month or whatever, you've been stuck in that place for so long, or you've been stuck in that place and you don't know how to get out. One of the things that you got to do, if you made a mistake, you got to move. You have to change your ways. And one of the ways that you change yourself, you got to learn how to forgive yourself, right? Again, you don't have to earn forgiveness. It's free. Forgiveness is freedom. It's freedom for yourself. It's freedom. You can live in that forgiveness. But if you can't forgive yourself, if you can't give yourself an opportunity to forgive yourself, how can you be free? free to do what you need to do, free to live your life. But if you can't forgive yourself, give yourself that chance to forgive, then you'll be stuck, right? You've been beating on yourself too long. Let's be honest. I used to beat on myself a lot, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, even spiritually, because I wouldn't forgive myself for the dumb stuff that I did. And I complain, why am I still at this same place? Everything was the devil was me. It wasn't them, it was me. Because I forgave them, but I forgot to forgive myself. And that's where we lose time off. And we trap ourselves, and now we trap ourselves. We find ourselves feeling like this is it for me because I can't move. I don't know where to go. We got to learn how to forgive ourselves so that we can be free, so that we can be out of this trap of unforgiveness. Because forgiveness is in your heart, but you got to let it be free, right? You got to let it be free. So I have a few things that I want to give you because I got a few more minutes and I want to stick with my time tonight. I want you guys to take this down so that you can get this really quick. I just want to give it to you really quickly and I'm going to be out of your way. Again, share this live with someone. Share this. I appreciate you guys all over social media. Please share this with someone. And here we go. Number one is admit it and move on. That's the first one. If you want to learn how to forgive yourself, because we went to why we don't, now we got to give you some solutions. I want to give you some solutions. These are some nuggets. I want you to learn how to admit it and move on. You can't stay, like I stated before, you can't stay in that place any longer. That's number one. Admit it and move on. You did it. It happened. It was a bad situation, right? Circumstances happen. Everybody moved on but you. Everybody is moving on but you. That person has moved on. They don't forgot about it. They've forgiven themselves, but you haven't forgave yourself yet, right? It was either your fault or you were a part of it or whatever it is, but you can't stay there. You got to move on. You know how many people stay in a certain part of their mind and they're stuck on that one thing that they messed up with. And I know it's hard to move on, but you don't want to be stuck for the rest of your life. And I think that's my point. Admit what you have done, take ownership for what you have done, and move forward. You got to learn how to move forward because life is not going to be put on pause. Even though in your mind things are at a pause, life keeps moving on. Life keeps moving forward. So we got to learn how to admit our wrong so we can move on. Number two, learn from it and build on it. Learn from it and build on it. What does that mean? So we've already admitted it and we moved on. So as we move on, what did we learn from that situation? So that so we won't make that same mistake again, so that we can learn what forgiveness is for us, so we won't have to feel that pain anymore. What lesson are you going to learn in that ordeal? What are you going to do about it? From what you have learned, how are you going to continue to apply that so that forgiveness comes into your life, right? And you won't be at a standstill. Should I forgive myself or not? What did you learn from it so that you can forgive yourself and move on, but learn from it and build on it? Okay, that's number two. And number three, and we're closing, grow from it and live beyond it. I'll say it again, grow from it and live beyond it. So you've already admitted it, right? And you moved on. You learn from it. You learn some principles from it, and now you're building on top of it. Now you got to grow. There is a growth, just like a tree, just like a flower, just like a human being, like a boy or a girl. Anything that grows, it has to take a different form. So your forgiveness has to take a different form. So you're not going to forgive yourself for the same ordeals. You got to be able, it's like you have a bank of forgiveness for yourself, right? I've done a lot of dumb stuff. You've done a lot of dumb stuff. You've made some mistakes you didn't know. Somebody didn't tell you, okay. But now from learning from it and admitting it, now you got to grow from it. You got to grow up and grow out. And I don't mean just grow up like just get over it, but you got to get over it. Some way, somehow, with time, you got to grow from it and live beyond it. You can't keep going back and saying, oh man, I remember I messed up. No, because that's wasted time, because you're not going to get that time back. So since you're not going to get that time back, now you got to say, you know what? I got to keep moving. I got to keep striving. I got to live beyond this, because you have a life to live. As I close this DMPSpeaks Live, you have a life to live, everyone. You got a life to live, and you got to learn how to forgive yourself for the mistakes and the decisions that you have made. You got to learn how to forgive yourself for, I'll say it again, you have to learn how to forgive for the things that you have done, that you did, so that you can move on and live a prosperous life, a more fulfilling life, a more dedicated and determined life. But you have to learn the steps. You got to forgive yourself. Stop feeling so bad and guilty and shameful for what you have done. We have all fall short. We all, including myself, we have all fall short, but you have to move forward so that you can build up your self-esteem in yourself and build up your confidence, because better is coming to you, but you have to be prepared. Thank you guys so much for your time. That is my time. Listen, I thank you so much for your time. Listen, catch me next week for another session, a power session with yours truly, DMP Speaks. I need you guys to do me one favor. Please share this message with somebody. This thing was hot as chicken grease. Did y'all get it? It's hot as fire. I love y'all, and I want you all to have a wonderful night. Peace, y'all.